Hi everyone, my name is Fallen Army. Today is June 28th, and I'm having a pretty good day. Got work done in time and early. Went to the gym, went to the climbing gym. Didn't get my cows torn off this time, which is great. Cooked food. Food came out great too. Took, I don't know, cleaned up the place. Everything looks good now for the most part. And I get some time to actually play a game. And I want to play this game, so I'm streaming it now, even though it's late and I don't care because I just want to play the game. And yeah, so yeah, the Somnium Files nirvanA Initiative. This is the sequel. And it's one of my favorite games. The first one was one of my favorite games, so we're gonna continue going on this one and see where it takes us. I know last time we were what were we doing? We got the gist of some we got some clues to some stuff where our main character or one of the main characters might not be totally sane because something's happening to him, and something in the past made him lose his mind. Where in the present he can't really like help us. So in the present we work as the second protagonist who is trying to solve the mystery that the first protagonist was caught up in 6 years in the past. And we don't actually know what happened because so far in the past we've only gone, so like a murder happened and then we've gone one day after the murder, so we don't, and apparently a few days after the murder something happens to our protagonist and our previous protagonist from the first game, but we don't know what that is yet. We just know that the outcome of it is that our protagonist goes kind of insane, he becomes alcoholic, and our previous protagonist from the first game goes missing. But his eye, which is an AI robot, is saved and is transferred over to his adopted daughter, who is the second protagonist. So let's get into that and see where it's going to take us. Let's do autosave. It's going to go a little bit into the behind where we left off, but it's probably a good recap anyways. So let's do that. And today is June 28th. So apparently I can't get to chapter 3 or like the ending of chapter 3. I'm not really sure. We'll probably but I can't get to the ending of chapter 3 until June 15th because the game is not released in Europe yet. So apparently something happens there. I mean, Atlas kind of gave that, or not Atlas. This is Spike Chunsoft. Spike Chunsoft kind of just gave that away, but whatever. We'll figure it out anyways. Yeah, so last time we left off with this little Somnium or Psync, and it was kind of insane. But the scientist's whole like whole thing is that he can clone stuff, and he can clone stuff making a perfect left and right half of a person, which probably is going to connect to the murder mystery because we have a perfect left and right half of the person that died. But we don't know how the guy died. We just know that like the actual guy is probably dead, and then we have one half here and another half 6 years later. It's just good to recap all these things because it is a mystery story, and I know how this game kind of works, where if you forget something, you're probably not going to get reminded. So it's good to just recap over and talk about it again. Okay, so we're at Nyx now, and Nyx is apparently like a demonic cult. In the first game, it was also mentioned, but I completely forgot about it, and I had to like search online where it was referenced to. And this person is the leader of it, and their outfit is very similar to the outfit we saw in that scientist's dream. So here we are trying to investigate what happened and why she or someone wearing her outfit or someone from this organization is in that dream, who made the ARG video. So it all connects. So we're in the next step of it now.
私は内科トロッズ日本支部の主催、しぐれTokikoと申します。
There we go. So Shigure Tokiko's.
夜分にすみません。僕は警視庁の
龍騎さん。
I'm not gonna literally let them finish speaking. I never really let them finish speaking if it's Japanese. I like hearing them speak in Japanese because it sounds authentic. but I go as fast as I read, so. And this is basically a visual novel, so I'm pretty good at reading these. Let me go. There we go.
ジン殺害の件
We can wing sync? I thought we just did that though. Whoa. Is she looking right at us? Even in the wing sync? Whoa. Even in her dream, she's not doing anything. And she was looking right at us.
もしかしたら無心ってこと
無我の境地ってやつかもね。
Wow, impressive.
ああ、ボディーガードも兼ねてる。去年の暮れまでとある政治家の護衛をしてたんだが、そいつが史上最低の刑
Till the end of last year. Oh yeah, yeah. So I think this guy is a recurring character then, or he came back from the first game. I believe he was the bodyguard for a politician in the first game, but you know, not like a notable character at all.
一発ぶん殴ってそこをやめ、知人の紹介でここへ。俺はまだやと詳しいこと、面白いこと。
Ah. Oh, he's smiling it though.
ホワイトボックスの
それは面白い子。
Wait, my badge is phony?
全然面白くないよ
Even in a serious moment, this game loves to meme around.
ノナプレックス我々ナイクスのシンボルマークです
Okay, so this symbol is also important because in his dream, in our main character's dream that we saw in the future, the dream about the time. Whenever time is involved in the story, it always gets fucked. But we saw this symbol in that dream where our main character had to like kill someone. And that made him go insane. So we don't know why or who he killed or why he was in that location, but we know that this symbol is connected to that.
ノナプルは9つからなるって意味の形容詞よ。ほら、シングルだ。その9番目のやつがノナプル。
Hey, and you learn something every day.
じゃあナノプレックスは
そうなるわね。
ナイカトロッツが 9X アットロゼンジの略だというのはご存知でしたか？ロゼンジはひし形のこと。つまりナイカトロッツとはひし形
Sus. I feel like her explanation is like just a cover up. Yeah. So one thing about this game is that you can like look at anything, and most of the things don't have like reactions, but sometimes you'll look at something and there will be a reaction. So that was a reaction, but not as a big one. This is a bigger reaction.
作る
さあ
Okay. Sometimes if you press it more than once, it follows up on the conversation. Okay. So I like to just do that before we get to the main part. So
ここに
start with this one.
苦労しましたよ何しろ
たまたまボスの知り合いが場所を知ってたからよかったものの。
ビルの中に入ってからもそうですすこぶる警備が厳重エントランスでボダイさんに会わなければ
俺はアビスのことを知ってたからな。信用、俺はアビス。それで主催に話。
それにしても驚きましたナイクスという秘密結社でもた
世間ではいろいろと噂されている悪魔主義的な秘密結社だとか宇宙から飛来したけれどその人から人へ
I have a feeling it's not nonsense. I know in the first game when the one moment Nikes shows up, the character that's referring to them is talking about like how they're connected to like some sort of mysterious aliens or like a devil society, a Satanist society. So, and in that game, there's no effort to like disprove that. It's just that it doesn't give any more evidence. But now that we're actually talking to like the people here, Let's see what they say.
噂とはナイクスは至って健全。本部はアメリカのニューヨークにあり、この日本支部はよく誤解されるのですが、一つの仮説に基づいて行動する
その仮説、
シミュレーション仮説です。
この世は全て何者か、そういう仮説のこと。
僕らが生きているこの世界、
ええ、あるプログラムである以上、そのどこかにはそれを見つけ出すこと。
何のために。
布の一部にほころびが生じれば、そうして世界を破綻させ、人々を下脱へと導。それが我々の。
かなりいっちゃってるわね。
Alright. See, the thing is, as long as they don't hurt anyone, people like this, I think it's like okay. Because if they end up being real, like if they end up being true, and it is a program, then they are emancipating everyone, right? But then it might be like the Matrix, where like you get emancipated, and then you just end up in the real world where it sucks, and you don't really want to be there.
縦糸
So let's see what they do here.
交
意味がわ
点。いずれわかる。これは予言です。
Alright, I have a feeling we're probably gonna see this eventually. What are you doing with your hands?
我々が使っているハンド、後ろにあるマークを模したものです。
Am I gonna summon Satan like this? Like, so I think she did it like that, and then she did another X with her pinkies, but it wasn't connected. So like this, and then with her pinky, but like opposite. Okay, I can't do it. Let me just have her do it again for us. Oh no. So she basically does like 3, but the like, and then connects. So like this. So like this. So her the 3 outer fingers are making the Nike's logo, and then the thumb and pointer are making another X in the center. All right, so if we see this, we know what it's referring to, and we're probably going to see it because we can look at the hand sign again.
その聞き方からすると、
ええ、まあ
私は8日の夜から沖縄におりました。東京に戻ったのは
ホテルや空港の履歴、スマホ。確かに8日からと。
アリバイは
古江の死体が沖縄から運ばれて。
True.
ここにいらしたということは、ええ、確かにあの動画は。
Okay, well that wasn't much of a mystery then.
バッツ490は AI、 その中には高度なそれを解読できる高い IQ の持ち主をナイクスに勧誘するため。
では QR 動画を。
その動画のことならニュースですが、おそらく誰かがバッツ4
だな。
今の
ホラドリというのは、
やはりご存知。
ホラドリは今。
いえ、先ほど留めておくには。
そうですか。
Oh, why'd she say it like that?
ナイクスの会員でした。と言ってもその時に脱会して、彼は
パーセント教団。
Percento Kyoda.
本家のナイクスから
Percent no Kyo.
いわば派生団体のようなもので。
Oh, great. So now we're like, which was the real Nikes if something
パーセ
happens?
ント教団は宗教団体ですが、我々ナイクス核となる部分は同じ。
ではホラドリさんはどうして知っていたのでしょう。
さあ、詳しい。ナイクスの中にいる。
Sus. Unless everyone wears this outfit in Nikes,
ところで
it's you, madam.
私の。
なんでしょう。
あなたはもしやフレイヤーなのでは。
Nani? What are you saying? Oh, Pray to Free. That's the name of the ARG video.
あなたの中にいる別の人物に聞いているのです。
Oh, she's talking to me, the player. She's talking to the player. This is the second time it's broken the fourth wall.
一度お尋ねします。あなたはフレイヤーなのではないですか？
Freyer? Hold on. I feel like I gotta search this up. Hold on. Let me take you with me while I do this. So switch that to the regular screen. That's my card that you see on the screen right there. Get a tab over here so we can see that. Freyer. I. B. Somnium files. There we go. This might be a spoiler, but okay. So everything past this is spoiled, so don't read that past that. You when you have a few questions. Depending on random single choice early on, there's one question in your mind. What is the nil number again? I don't know what that is. Freyer's what? Unlike the predecessor, nirvanA Initiative has a post game. Even if it's a short one, there's a chance you made a beeline for it as soon as you discovered a number game in the game's epilogue. We don't know what that refers to. But there's also a chance. Also, this game just came out last Friday, so I'm surprised people have already. Actually, you know what? I'm not surprised. People definitely finish these games within a day or so. Okay, we're not going to read the rest because it's definitely talking about a post-game thing that we're not even close to. But here, let me do this. What is a Freyer? And that didn't change anything. Great, thank you. I love it. Maybe we're just supposed to answer like truthfully, and so since I don't know, I'm supposed to say I don't know. Because, you know what? We should play this blind. We should play as blind as possible. Just as how to get the best, like, experience. So, are you a Freyer? No. I don't know what that means.
ならば私の思い違いだったのでしょう。
フレイヤーというのはフレイ
Yeah, it's from the ARG video. Come on, Ryuki. I can't pronounce his name.
そうか
あの看板に
プレイトゥフリー
Frey to free, pray to free, maybe? They defined Frey in this game. They did, but I have no. They defined it in like a weird way. They like went around their entire head to point their nose to define it.
確かフレイには
Yeah, there it is.
争いの他に
Wear out or tear. So am I worn out?
しぐれは世界を破綻させ
しぐれさん
いいえ。
ですが QR
我々ナイクスが関与したのは QR 動画を作ったのは我々ではあり、看板にフレイという言葉が使われていたのは
偶然でそんなこと
起こりうるんですよ。
Oh, but it can. Alright, this lady is making no effort to not seem evil.
これはただのシミュレーション。
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess in her opinion, it explains everything.
プログラムによって構築された偽りの世界に過ぎません。そしてプログラムには必ずバグというものが潜んでいる。そのバグのことを偶然の一致はその震えの死体が出現した
何？
フィラデルフィア実験のことはご存知。
1943年10月28日アメリカのフィラデルフィアで行われ駆逐艦エルドリッジに向かって強力な電磁波をそうすることで船体をレーダーに映らないようにするのがところがエルドリッジは緑がかった霧に包まれ忽然とんでフィラデルフィアの造船所から320キロも離れその後しばらく経ってから
つまり
まあただの都市伝説
ええ、その通り。フィラデルフィアに戻ってそこにはあるものの体は腐ったバナナのように溶け、あるものの体は全身が黒く、またあるものの体は鋼鉄製の甲板にめり込み、この話何かに
もしかして震えのことですか
We're back to the teleportation theory. So now the game has given me two different like things to think about, or three different. We have teleportation, cloning, and the simulation theory. I'm gonna guess that some of these might all be connected, or one of these is gonna be like a red herring, and we don't really know which is the real reason for why this story is happening. I mean, this is exactly how the predecessor, the prequel game, also did it. It just kind of just gave a bunch of reasons that could happen, and then you'd have to go along each branch to really discover what is real and what is not.
彼の右半身はテレポートして
ありえないことではほころびが生じた。
そんなバカな
And that's all we get from this scene. Pretty good. Pretty good. This one, that one scene right there just gave us a lot of information to work with. Alrighty, what's this guy doing? Oh, he's talking.
この公園気に入ってるのね
自然があると落ち着くんだよ 胸の中のざわめきが静まっていくような感じがして。ねえタマ、君はテレポートなんて現象。
ちょっとやめてよ。フィラデルフィア実験は
でも彼の右半身が突然。
やれやれ。それじゃあ
検証？これからあのスタジオに行くってこと？
目をつぶってくれれば。
目を？
いいから早く。
わかった。
Bro, why did they make this character like a mistress? I just don't understand that part. Like the first game was a meme, it was comedic, like the main character was a pervert, but it was funny. And in this one, like everything is good except this one character is just like it's flipped. Now Ruki is like the normal guy. I mean, he's insane, but like he's normal. And then Tama is the pervert. So the robot is the pervert this time. But like, why? Why? Especially, and why did we have to make a figment, like a projection, look like this? I'm just saying, like, yeah, she's hot, but like this much? It's like what they did in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They made Pyra and Mithra like a little bit too like anime-esque. Tone down a little bit, keep it realistic. I know, that's why in Xenoblade 3 I'm glad that all the characters look like realistic. Okay, this is new. So we can Tama can what's on your couch?
瞬間移動？テレポートしたのか？
It's a pillow. A pillow is on my couch. Alright, I'll ban you if you do that one more time.
アホなの？
でもここはあのスタジオドバイタだよね。
そう見えてるだけで実際にそこにいるわけじゃないのよ。
Alright, so now the AI can actually implant things into us,
スキャンしておいたの。
like memories and thoughts.
今龍騎が見てるのはその時にゲットした。
すごいや、本当に現場にいるみたいだよ。死体の感じも生々しいし、めっちゃリアルだ。
モザイクでもかける？
無修正で。
あ、
さあ無駄口はいいから、目的は震えの右半身が出現した。
わかった。
Okay, I'm curious. How are we gonna do that here? Because we have the same exact details we got in the beginning of the game too. Okay, cool. We changed the special mode. What you can expect will change. Oh, there's special modes now. Let's try it out.
すごいね。
現場でありとあらゆる。
Okay, so we just have 2 modes. Alright, I see stuff over there. Let's go around the room. It doesn't look like there's anything hidden over here. Oh, there's more mannequins behind that.
演者が自分の写りをチェックするためのものよね。
Nice, very handy. Okay, it's probably the same. Yeah.
休憩の時に
Okay, another monitor. Check the body last. Okay, that's the same thing.
出題されるクイズの問題とかもここに映るのよね。
Okay. Alright, so all of this is kind of just like normal. Let's take a look at the mannequins then. Alright, so that was kind of... Wait, hold on. There's something in here.
昨日も言ったけど、震えの死亡推死体が現れた時刻を基準とする。死後硬直はすでに溶け始めてるみたい。完全に溶けきってるわけじゃないけど、冬場の屋外だとこのくらいだから、この死体は室内。
Okay. That is very useful information to have. Let's take a look at the signboard.
どのぐらい？
そういう時は。
そうか。
Very good. Okay. So we can see how deep the signboard goes. We can also see two cylindrical objects inside Jin.
看板の根元の部分。
先端の部分に返しがあるわ。まるでダンスの
What?
あれみたいに。
Oh, thank you.
解いてくれないかな。
とにかく簡単には抜けないようにな。何か看板が抜けた。
そりゃそうでしょ。
立ってないと意味がない。
ああ、
そうじゃなくて。
Okay. Important clue as well, even if Tama is being perverted again.
なんだこれ。
大きく分けて3つのものが確認できるわ。
Oh, interesting. There's also a spool.
まずは塩素酸カリウム、硫黄、赤リンの混合物。
Red phosphor. Is this meth? Is this meth?
これは多分
Oh, okay.
わずかな衝撃で
Oh yeah, red phosphorus also ignites. That's right. I paid attention to Breaking Bad.
そこからぐるぐる巻きになって伸びているのは導火線。
So it's from there.
ちなみに導火線には酸化剤が含まれてるから。
Oh, so this is how it blew up.
導火線の末端にあるのは、これはテルミット反応を起こす物質。着火すると3000度を。
Okay, so that's how it went on fire. I feel like we got everything, right? Confirm the status before the body combusted.
よく見ると死体の腰のあたりにまるで雲の糸みたいな。
Oh, so that's how the fuse went off.
解析したわ。これは
Carbon nanotube.
炭素原子一つ分の厚さで構成されたグラフェンシート。
Jesus.
丸めて円筒状にした。直径はおよそ 0.1 ナノメートルは10億分の1メートルだ。
で、
それはこの糸が複数の CN。 あとそれから、ちなみに CNT 極めて高弾性で破断しづらく、理論上の最大延長強度は鋼。ところでこの C。
Wait, it comes back down.
あっちだ。
Interesting. So the light goes off once the body's placed, then the light comes back on, and then the fuse goes off, or basically the timer for the fuse starts.
そこにあるあ。
Interesting. I love it. I love it. The mystery is like starting to make a little bit more sense. Not enough,
これ
but a little bit.
照明ので
CNT が結びつく。
Is that everything we needed?
さてと、これまでにゲットした手がかり。
震えの死体はどうやってその謎を解
ええ。
Oh, this is very much like Danganronpa.
それじゃあ早速、まずは死体が現れた時の停電だけど、あれって本当に停電？
うん。それは照明の復旧が早すぎたからね。それに停電だったら番組の配信も止まったはずなの。
その後も配信。
つまり停電ではなく。
じゃあ
Yes, I mean this we already understood before this scene.
それはおそらくあれを使っ。
Wait. Why'd you? Okay, I guess it's just this. Someone turned it off.
それ、
難しく。
でも照明が消えた。他の方法。
Okay. No, not corpse. It can't be the.
してるアンペア数ギリ。
でもブレーカーは他に
Okay. I'm glad there was actually a smart answer for that to disprove what I was trying to do there.
死体にはその糸は天井の。
でも死体は動いたり。
動きはしないけど天井からね。
そういえば照明が消えた直。
天井から落下した死体が CNT を引っ張り電源す。
Okay, that makes sense.
次、死体は天井に隠され。どうして
I want to say culprit, but rigor mortis softened sounds like a probable answer.
死後硬直した死体が柔らかくなる。 おそらく死体は天井の梁にかけ渡される。まだ死体が硬い時間が経ち、硬直が解けて体。
その結
That's actually really smart. So then
最後の
it's on a timer and it can happen at any time. So it would be a true surprise.
死体が爆発炎上したの。
それは
All right, that was easy. We have the chemicals inside.
死体の内部に収められてた例の仕掛けが使われたんだ。死体落下時の衝撃によって火はぐるぐる巻きの導火線を伝ってテルミット反応を起こす。やがてその物質に引火して大爆発。
落下から爆発までのインターバルは導火線を伝う。なるほど。こんなアナログな仕掛けだったから痕跡が見つ。
なんとなくいろいろと分かってきたね。というわけでこの再現部。
いいえ、さっきのはあくまでリハーサル。
本番？
犯人の行動の再現よ。
え、僕がそれをやるってこと？
あなた以外に役者は。
役者？
Is this gonna make him go insane? I think this is a cutscene. I'm gonna maybe. I don't know.
ということで、監督兼カメラマンのタマよ。私が撮るからには演技には一切妥協。
何か撮影するの？
当たり前じゃない。検証なんだから。
意味わかん。
うっせえなこの三枚役者が。監督がいちいち指示しねえと何もわかんねえのかタコ作。
でも
いいから気合い入れて犯人を演じろ。やるからにはマカデミー賞を狙うかんな。
アカデミー？ナッツ的な？
とにかく始めるぞ。よーい。
Oh, cutscene mode. I think.
アクション。
僕、いや私は震えを殺した犯人だ。これからこの死体を使ってあっと驚くショーをご覧に入れよ
演技が素人臭い上にキャラ付けが意味不明ね。
う。実際素人なんだよ。
まあ最初だから今回はこれでいいとするわ。ではまずその死体の設置場所からね。どこにどんな風に置かれてたんだっ
それはここだね。天井の梁にかけ渡されるように置かれてたんだ。
け？死体は死後硬直で硬くなってるからこういう置き方も可能ね。でこれを使って照明を消す仕掛けが施されてたはずだけど。
体にカーボンナノチューブ CNT が結びつけられてたのさ。 CNT は梁を経由して下まで伸ばされ照明のスイッチに。
本来 CNT は目に見えないくらい細いからだ。
これで準備完了。あとは死体の死後硬直が解けるのを待つだけ。
ねえ、演技するの忘れてない？
ああ、早くしたい。柔らか
Right, he was doing a good job until she reminded him.
タコみたいにふにゃふにゃにならないかな。
意味わかんないシーンね。編集でカットしておくわ。
お前がやらせたんだろ。
そして時間が経過し死後硬直が解け始め。
落下の衝撃で体内に仕込まれた着火剤が発火。火は導火線へ。
ほどなくしてスタッフが照明をつけると
ババーン。死体が出現。まるで瞬間移動してきたみたいに。 その後しばらくしてから死体の中で導火線の火は爆弾へと達し、これが死体出現と爆発炎上の真相だ。
オッケーよ。見事な再現映像が撮れたわ。
結局演技の必要性が全然わからなかったけど。
See, one of the things is like how much of this is actually like actionable evidence for a police officer. If we're considering that Tama is police property and she's recording everything and it's going to a server or something, then I can totally see that like all of this is evidence. This is actual like actionable evidence that you can be used. So that's probably why she was recording this. But if that's not the case, then you know, that's a little weird. Because like also syncing is like weird. It's like how much can you use from a person's dream as actual evidence in court?
これではっきりしたね。やっぱりあの死体テレポートしてきたわけじゃなかったんだ。
当たり前でしょ。まあ犯人的には
何もないところからまるでフィラデルフィア、そんな不思議な出来事が現実に起こった
と同時に犯人はなるべく多くの人間に QR 動画を隠す。
犯人はそうじゃなきゃ意味が。でも
犯人は死体がガチガチに硬直してる。開口がある程度進んでその状態なら数時間生放送の時間、犯人的にはその間のどこかのタイミングで
that's accurate.
あの死体はもしも落下した時に死体が横だ。
ええ、あなたが言ったように看板は男性のあれに。
やっぱ下ネタじゃん。っていうか立ってなくても意味は
それと同じよ。
はあ、
あの看板にも別の意味があったの。
To stabilize it?
ダーツの羽、あるいはロケット
Oh,
と同じような意味が。
I see. I see.
あの看板が刺さってたから切断面は自然とあれには姿勢制御の役割もあったんだ。
Ah, smart. Very smart.
犯人の狙いはだから CNT カーボンな。
ネタバレになっちゃう。
そう
そこで犯人は
Tama trivia. Oh, we're gonna be able to read it. TNT is highly flammable. I was just about to ask, like, is it flammable? It is. It doesn't stand a chance against a certain degree of temperature. Very good. Carbon dioxide, which extinguishes the flame. Cool.
犯人の動機は神秘
それだけかどうかは分か。
震えが選ばれたのはなぜだろう。
そ
彼の左半身は
うまだ見つかってないわ。
6 years later, my man.
とにかく何かを知ってそうな人物から
何かをし
あの番組を撮ってる間そのことに気づいてた人間がいるはずよ。
それってもしかして番組のディレクター我がい。
ええ、
あいつは今どこに。
スマホの GPS。 彼は今メイドカフェ。
Oh, he's exactly where he said it was gonna be. So that means we gotta go, right? Nope. Whoa, a gun? You literally can't fight us, so we have Tama. Our reaction speed is way higher than yours. Oops. I died? Oh no. Yeah, let me retry. Let's not finish the game on that one. Bro, it was so quick I didn't realize it was like asking me to move the joystick in a specific direction. Nice. Alright, man. Why'd you go straight for the gun?
店内で発砲するなんて正気かよ。
Also, guns are illegal in Japan, so double whammy.
お客さんもマーメイドの子もいたんだぞ。
Wait. He said customers and mermaids. He didn't say staff.
悪かったよ。
No, that doesn't apply.
謝って済むレベルの話じゃないだろ。
警察へは複数の時期に所轄
は？
彼女の腹の中に俺は豚箱。あいつの依頼を引き受けたのも赤ん坊を育てていくには
あいつって
テアラってやつだ。本名はわかんねえ。
Okay, Chinpei is giving us a lot of information just for free there.
テアラとのやりとりは
依頼っていうのは
これだよ。だから俺もスタッフもテアラスタジオで何が行われてるまさか。
Uh-oh.
石場女子3の A の教室。
Who do we know who can enter this thing? Well, we know there's 2 students, Iris. Well, we know all the students can go in. Iris is probably not it because she was in the last game. Momo is probably not it because she was also in the last game. But we do know a new character who's there.
龍騎
Wee. That was probably, this is probably a bait just to get us here and not Chinpei. Holy.
ホラドリ遺伝子研究所の所長ホラドリ力ね。
そんな嘘だろ。
Damn, we were thinking that this guy was gonna be the guy, or at least close to how this whole murder mystery is happening. But he's dead. He's a second victim, probably to lead us off, right? Whoever the real murderer is used his abilities and then killed him so that he can't retaliate, and then also will also throw off the police, unless they want it to be like a puzzle. Okay, why are we at Ikume Shrine?
この神社前代々木公園と同じでだからなんていうか。
そう
ねえタマ、
サポート
もう一度ほら。
ねえ龍騎
何が？
精神的にかなり参っちゃってるような気が。
大丈夫だよ。それよりも早く。確か目を。
そうだけど
Uh-oh.
分かったわ。
I don't think this is right after Chikara's murder. So something already happened and this man is going insane already.
一応龍騎は私のマス。
ありがとう。それじゃ始め。
Alright, so this is how we're gonna figure out what happened to Chikara.
Perfect.
通信教育で習ったの。学生の頃手に職をつけておいた方がいいって。
Huh? You're an AI, you don't need this. So once again, we're gonna check everything that's not the main thing. think I'm a little clue. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
龍騎突然放送にしないでくれ
Not this again.
してない。
Alright, so we're not totally insane yet. Okay. Suspicious. We don't have X-ray mode. Anything on stealing? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Anything on this blackboard? Ooh, wait, hold this. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go straight to Chikara then. A few things are interesting about this one. Cut in half again, obviously. But secondly, the guy is floating.
ごめんね。こんな発言をしたら光でも聞いてもらえる。実はね、この死体内臓がないぞ
は？
わかってる。わかってるわ。トナカイの鼻が凍傷でもげるレベルの寒い発言をしたけど、だって見てよこれ。死体こんな千載一遇のチャンス。
That is important though, right? Because the reason the corpse is on the blackboard is because it doesn't seem to have internal organs anymore. The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than the outside. It's oh, thank you very much, Tama.
ホラドリの右半身。
死亡推定時刻
この死体が発見されたとしたら、およそ4時間前。
2月11日のにちょうど僕らがしぐれと会ってた頃だね。
Okay, cool. Okay, that's 9x. Okay, got it.
他には特に。
Yeah, kind of cut and dry here.
どう？満足し。お金の件は嘘だと思うわ。テアラーは多分、ほら。
誰かっていうか。
そうとは限らないんじゃない？いずれ警察の誰かが陳平に接触。
Well, the security cameras we already know aren't like perfect.
映像を調べてみ。あそこの敷地は広いから。
校舎内にか。
設置されて前にゲンが言ってたでしょ。
Yeah, again.
でしょうね。
その手合。
それが分かれば苦労しないわ。
しぐれってことはないよね。ホラドリの殺害、震えの時は沖縄に。
そうね。
だけど、しぐれは何らかの形で、ホラドリは元ナイクスの会員で、それだけじゃない。震えの死体の出現は、
Ooh, maybe we're gonna sink into Tokiko's mind?
まるでフィラデルフィア実験と。
この世はただのシミュレーション。プログラムによって
その主張を信じさせるためにわ
からないけど。とにかく。
Bruh, this game is actually lagging, and it's not even like an intensive game. The Switch just can't handle these things. I don't get it. I don't get it.
どうしても
Why didn't they make a Switch Pro?
分かったわ。こうなあなたの気が済むまでね。
Huh? Why is Tama not enthusiastic about this like we are? Alright, we're back at 9x.
お待ちしてましたよ。
どういう意味？
あなたが来ること。
Oh, hand single again. It's a pond. Alright, I guess none of that is gonna be new. And it doesn't look like anything else oh, the windows are open. Nah, nothing else changed.
知ってるだろう。
世の中にはくだらないこと、そういったものはすべてそんな意味を込めて。
あなたが？
ええ、水の流れはここ、時の流れ。
Cool, cool.
これはサングラス妖精さんの黒いブラジャーだ。
ド変態ね。
特にないね。仮にあったとしても秘密を守るのが秘書。
菩提は忠実に職務を。私は彼のことを。
そうおっしゃっていただく私も。
キモ。
right, now it's you, Tokiko.
しぐれさん、震えの右、そう見えるように考えてみれば、
Are we sure we should be saying this to
テレポートなんて現象、起こるわけがないんだ。
a civilian?
この世はシミュレーション。プログラムありえないですよ。シミュレーション仮説、UFO や幽霊や、まあ、それをあるいは、
龍騎さん、我々ナイクス
本当にそう、QR 動画
Well, his eyes were completely dead there.
いろいろと辻褄。
Went too fast, but his eyes were dead there.
あなたは死体とともに、看板の
言ったはずです。QR ドそもそも QR ドそこにナイクスへの
We'll see. We'll get to the bottom of that. No worries. All right, now let's talk about Jinpei.
では、
その名前なら犯人のことですね。
え
もちろんそれがお役に立てず、もちろんその事件
分かっています。オラドリが殺害された時刻。しかしだからといって、あなたはナイクスの主催だ。
私が殺害を命じたと。
可能性はあります。
Ooh, wow, he answered that with like absolute confidence.
動機は何でしょう。
しぐれはこう言ってたわ。オラドリはパーセントその教団が目指し
もしかして、ナイクスとパーセント教団は敵対関係。
なるほど。確かにナイクスとパーセント教団。けれど、2つの組織はその点においては仲間。この世はシミュレーション。従って速やかに下脱すべき。それがナイクスの考えです。一方、パーセント教団。この世はシミュレーション。
The Nike's logo and the percent logo are similar too. Ow, crap. That actually really hurt. My finger slipped because the ligaments. Ligament? Is that the right thing? Yeah, the ligament of my finger is loose because of climbing.
だからこそ
Ligament, not
世
ligament.
界に永住すべき。そう考えて
永住
Wait, I didn't read it. Order to percent, we're living a simulation, a false world, but they wish to remain imprisoned within it forever. Oh, it's like Matrix, but they choose the blue pill.
龍騎さん、クライムアクション。
オープンワールドで強盗どんな犯罪
GTA.
やったことはありません。
それとここは故に何を彼らにとってここは真の理想郷。
だから彼ら、
そういうことです。
I fail to see how that still makes them a comrade. It would make them an opponent because while one person is trying, they have the same belief, but one person wants to keep it that way and the other person wants to open it up. So wouldn't that be counteractive to each other?
そっか。
パージを使えば理論上不老不死も人類が何千年も前から追い求めてきたどうです。
オラドリが不老不死にこだわっていたのは知っています。ですが不老などというものを信じてはいけません。不老はただの。ところで龍騎さん、シミュレーション仮説、それは明らか。シミュレーション仮説は実際に多くの権威やもともとはスウェーデンの手ですが、概念としては大昔からこの世のすべては幻かもしれない。大昔の偉人たちは
しかし、
いいえ、ホログラフィック原理、相対性理論、量子論における観測問題も。
Oh, perfect. We're gonna see all of them.
ブラックホールの中からは光さえも情報も同じです。そうして閉じ込められた情報の量はブラックホールの体積では。これを敷衍して考えると3次元空間における情報はつまり我々が住んでいるこの宇宙、まるでホログラムのように。
Wow, I never heard of this theory. If it is real, I've never heard of this one. It's kind of cool.
物理過程は境界面で定義された別の物理法則によって完全に記述することができます。例えばそのキャラクターが落下した時、彼はしかし実際にはあるのはただそのコードに従って彼。
この世界も同じ。
ホログラフィック原理は数学的には
That's a nice watch.
そうですか。ではこのぐらいにしておきましょう。
In Kyoto, people say you have a nice watch as a way to say, can we stop talking already? Wow. By making someone look at their watch, you basically end the conversation. Let's see how much time they've spent. Wait.
いずれにせよシミュレーション仮説が事実であるのは疑いようもありません。
I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what she was going to say about the other stuff. Okay, I know the game autosaves, so I'm going to really hope that it autosaved right before we got to Nyx the second time. This isn't me trying to choose a different decision. I don't even think that matters in this game. I don't think there's decisions that you can change. I'm just trying to get the full information because I actually wanted to see what the other theories were or principles or whatever.
やっぱりあの死体
Oh my god, the game is actually lagging. The Switch! It's the Switch! It can't process this. Alright, let's go.
どういう意味で
あなたが私よそみと
Okay.
こあしあ本当にそう急はあな
そも
わわあな
わ
か
どう
ほらさ
なったけれど二つそいいえでそはもうおえこした一個だやここゆかれだそういう
パジをつじ
ホラードですふところでしじもでこおいいえホログラ両白ブラジュスつまたあるそこすが一つを我々地球人よりもはるかにそういったものはここでいうこの世とは我々がいる宇宙以外の
それは
ですよね。だとしたらそこから導き出される可能性は3つに1。その文明は
Oh, yeah, I've seen these. I've seen videos of this.
成功にできたシミュレーションを実行できる技術レベルには達しない。
Oh, wait, never mind. I've seen this about, like, other species. I haven't seen this about simulation theory. Okay, so simulation hasn't reached a level of technology that advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality.
2. その文明
Simulation has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason.
により
Probably because it's a bad idea.
行わない。3. その文明
Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it, so it is using it.
をする今日よって成功なしこの中で
3だと
少なくとも先ほどの
Why are they saying his name?
もそうならその文明は何億かだとしたら我々の世界はそのうちの
たった一つしかない現実世界にいるよ
Oh, are they also saying
存在する仮想世界にいる
what's it called? The multiverse is real?
そういうことですか
ええ
Additionally, hold on, we have to click B. The simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself, may kind of like Matryoshka doll. Sorry, I'm not believing okay. It's okay, thank you.
仮にこの世界がシミュレそれを実行しているコンピューターなりなしかし現実的に考えて
ええ確かにですがすべて
Yeah, this is real. It's the same way how our brain works. Our brain doesn't calculate every single thing that we're doing. It has automated ways of doing it. That's what stereotypes are basically. Stereotypes are automated thoughts, and then automated behaviors are part of the thing, like breathing or reactions and stuff like that. It's the same thing with a computer. There's automated ways to do things, or more efficient ways to do the same process, so it doesn't have to calculate every single thing. That's what computing languages are. You're not actually telling the computer to do this and then this and then that. You're just saying that if you do this thing, you're going to do all this, this, and that as a result.
観測者が見ているもの、経験している量子論における観測問題。例えば二重スリット実験で見られる不可解な現象はこのことによって説明できます。量子は観測した時には粒子として現れ、しない時には波として現れる。後者の時、それは確率的な波として存在している。したがって計算時における処理上の負荷を軽減することができる。物体の速度が速くなればなるほど、あるいは質量の増加に伴い重力時間の進み方が遅くなるのは、
それも処理速度の問題。
ええ、計算時の負荷が増大することで処理落ちのようなあらゆるものが速度が無限に速くなってしまったら計算が追いつかないでしょ。
I'll admit, I think that one kind of lost me because of quantum physics, obviously. But like, not really. Like, what did the concept of the wave have to do with simulation theory? So like, I got this part. We only need to process what people are actually seeing. Everything that's not being seen, so like everything behind me right now, does not need to be processed because there's no one to look at it. Yeah. So like, even the fact that this camera is looking at what's behind me, it's not actually processing what's behind me. It's just loading an image of what we expect to see. Until I turn around to actually look at what's behind me, that, according to this, it's not processed. And now it is. And now it's gone again because I'm looking this way again. So what does the quantum theory have to do with this? I don't know what the double slit experiment is. I need to probably figure that one out. Okay, so it's particles when observed and waves when not. So waves cannot be specified because a location can't be specified because it's a wave and not, a single object. So it has to be calculated and processed as the entire wave and is impossible to reduce. As the faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase of mass, time progresses slower. Yeah, I know that part. That's processing speed. So this still doesn't explain it. Is she trying to say that like if we don't see it, it's not processed because it's impossible to reduce? Okay, actually, I think I just solved. I think I just understood what she's trying to say there. Because we're not looking at it, and it's impossible to actually process the entire wave. So it doesn't get processed. But then when we do look at it, it gets processed as a particle, and that can be calculated. Got it. Very cool. Let me explain the double slit experiment. When we shoot a ray of light toward a board with two slits with a screen behind it, this causes the rays to be distorted to look like stripes. This is because the light has the property of a wave. What would happen if we shot the light molecules one at a time? The light molecules will show up as a dot on a screen. By continuously doing this, stripes appear. Why is this? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. The next part of the experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit the molecule went through. This caused the stripes to disappear and only two lines appeared on the screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. Interesting. Thank you, Tamo. I think I can understand it because I understand physics. This is not like, it is complicated, but it's using basic physics to explain a complicated thing. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I'll probably watch like a video on this after. Okay, let's do this.
では、いずれにせよ しかし私はホラ鳥とは違ってこの世にほころびを生じさせ、
それはつまり
いいえ、死と下脱はただいつ死んで
この世界は
もちろんそれもですが、私はその気によみがえることができるので。
Okay.
この世はプログラムによですから、そのコードを自分自身の
Hey, yo, lady, what are you doing with your eyes? I'll take a picture of it.
あるいは
Oh wait, I should take it when she's smiling. Let me delete the other one. Oh, this one looks serious. It looks great. But this one looks insane. This one, see, everything she was saying, I was like, you know what, maybe in the confines of this game, it makes sense. And then she did this. And now I'm kind of like, no, I think you're insane, lady. And I don't really want to listen to you.
亡くなった別の人間をよみがえらせること。
Wait a minute. If Date is dead, like Kaname Date is dead, are we gonna try to bring him back? Which would then mean the simulation theory is real. Because you can't bring him back if it's not real. Wait, is she gonna bring the statue back?
龍騎、あなしぐれには明らかに
We can't wing sync with this guy. He's got a freaking glasses on. It's not gonna work again. She's just gonna look directly at us again. Watch.
すべて見させてもらいましたよ。もしも言うことを聞かなければ。
なんなんだこれ。
どうやらしぐれのやつ。
見させてもらったってなんだろう。
さあ、ウィンクシンクでは
それじゃあ
レギュラー版の
Wait. If we do a regular sync, she's gonna die. Every time we do a regular sync, it's a death flag. So we have to arrest her now. I have a feeling that's on purpose. The game does that on purpose. Because that would be so meta. Like Doki Doki Literature Club also does that. Let's see. Is it actually a game error or is it a game feature? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Also, did it save or do I need to skip through all of that again? What if we get back into it and the statue isn't broken, which means she rewrote reality? That would be so cool. I think this is this is the one. I didn't manually save. I'm really curious. I want to see if this is an actual error or like the game is doing it on purpose. Maybe it's like she won't let us do a real sync with her.
お待ちしてましたよ。
Yo, if that statue was broken right there, that would have been like a dead giveaway.
あなたが来ることは
Okay, she did the symbol. I'm looking around to see if anything changed.
知ってる。
世の中そんな
あなたが
水の
Okay. I'm gonna read fast, but I also want to see if anything changed in the dialogue.
と変
Okay, that's the same.
特にない仮には
菩提は私は
そう私も
キモ
Okay. I can't aim it. Okay, nothing.
もちろんその
分かっていますオラドしかしあなたは
私
可能性を
どう
しぐれはホラドその曲
もしか
なる確かになければ2つその手 この世下が一方この世だから
永住
龍騎さ
オープンワールドでどん
やったこと
I'm looking closely.
ゆえ彼ら
だから
そうい
そっか
パジを使えば人類どうで
コラドリンですがフローはた
しぐれ震えそう考えこのありえしみる UFO あるいは
龍我々
本当急はあなたは
言ったそこにとシミュレそれは実際もともとですがこの世の大昔の
しかし
いいえホログラ量子論情報これをつまじたとしかしあるその殺す
I'm guessing this is why we can skip it because
では
if the game actually force quit on purpose, I'm guessing that's why we were able to skip it every single time they do the theory.
疑いようもしかし私はこの世
それはい
いえただ
この世界
もちろんそれもですが
Here we go.
私はそのよみがえこの世はですから自分自身の命亡くなった別の人間
Okay, she breaks the thing.
この
Okay, and she does a symbol.
しぐれには諦め
我々ナイクスのそこにはそれはノナプレックスには
All right, ready? Let's do it.
すべて見せもしも言うことを聞かな
どうやらしぐ
見させても
さあ
それじゃあ
レギュラー版の新
Okay. It's auto saving. All right, we got through. It was an actual error. It was an actual game error. Unless we're gonna do a quick thing here. You're not gonna see anything, but I'm just gonna quickly search if wait, I didn't have to change screens, whatever. The Somnium files game crash. So this is a new game, so because like I know when I played the original game, it crashed a lot on Steam. I literally couldn't like get through the game, so I had to buy it on my Switch to play it. Finals, nirvanA initiative. This is Steam. Steam won't help us here. Okay, well, I don't know. If the game crashes again and something actually changes in the game, it's a feature, not a bug. But for now, it is a bug.
Eh. しぐれにはに
いやそうじゃ
ボスには会ってないわね
大丈夫です
龍樹くんなんか
いいからお願い事件のことを解明するにはい
やだけど君ああもうだったらひとまず手を貸すけど
Alright, let's go.
いいかい龍樹くんソムニウム内の滞在時それだけはきっちりと守って
はい分かってます
Oh, why did he say that? He never said that before. Are we gonna stay longer than 6 minutes and then Tokiko takes over our mind? Maybe.
よし
That's why we go insane, because we have an insane person's mind inside of us. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. We're also gonna see how fucked up her mind is. But that clip right there is so pixelated. All right, it's her office, but no water.
ここはナイクスの主催。
ナイクスであいうえお作文
なんなの急に。
な
なぜかわからないが。
い
怒り
く
狂う
す
砂練り。
なぜかわからないが怒り狂う砂めり。
Almost poetic.
な温厚な砂めりが
人類の海洋汚染にブチギレて。
Wow, they actually made a poem. Very cool.
ソマニウムスキャン開始。
Oh, there she is. Just 3 locks. Stare into Tokiko's abyss. It seems like Tokiko was threatening someone. By peeking into her mind's abyss, you might discover something.
それにしても静かなく。
しぐれがそういう線何か情報。
とりあえず破れ。
そっか。
Yep. Alright, really? Does it really? Do they really have to put this like... Okay, good, just music. Bro, do they really have to put this buzzing?
ナイクスの経典。なぜ。
何か書いて。
縦糸と横糸の交点。この先は破れてるわ。
それって
縦糸と横糸の交点。そこにほころびはしょ。
あれって結局。
さあね。とりあえずこの本。
Okay, that goes pretty far. All of... Oh. Right. It doesn't tell us in the beginning. Anything else we can... Oh, hello. Hi.
Soこにほころびはし。さっきの本とつなげると。
いや、ソムニウム世界にまで出てくるってこ。
あれは。
It reset. She killed somebody, but like the normal way, not the mysterious way that we have. No, no, Gen is dead. He does know about the security cameras not working. But like, I don't think he's the terror. Maybe he put Chikara there, just like how Shinpei was working with the terror for Jin Furue's death. Saw the seam, like we saw the scene, right? Not like a hand saw for the seam, because ripping, tearing, whatever. So we saw the seam. And it was Gen, all of into her writing and the. I don't think we actually need to like answer the whole key. I think the key is more of a hint, and if we can solve it without getting the whole key, then we should be fine.
さっき読んだ経典。このソムニウムを。
縦糸と横糸の交点。そこどうかしらね。
何にも関係ない。
さて。
何か見える？
だけ
More reflection.
相当深くなってるような。
よし。
はあ？ここ
No, honestly, yes.
そこ
I feel like you can go into a parallel world by going in.
怒り狂ったスナメリがいるかも。
ごたごた言わない。たまに呼吸は必要ないんだし問題ない。
分かったわよ。
Underwater moon also progress time. Oh, come on. How did I do this again? Descend. Oh, just checking. Anything here? Nothing. All right, we have to descend. I knew it. I knew it.
びっくりした。急に水中じゃなくなるんだもの。
あそこから落ちたんだね。
で、落ちてきたら。
見てみよ
Hold on. I know this is wasting time, but I want to see.
う。これは
Okay, we can't interact with her.
これは破れてないわね。また一言だけ黒の光の焦点。そこに
黒の光。頭蓋骨がこんなにしぐ。
何こいつ。何もしてこない。
もしかして。
そうね。わからなければ。
Oh, this is very eerie, actually. I'm guessing we only have to interact once in the shadow, because that is black. All of something into her writing and the are strongly tied to those teachings. Of course, it lags again. Thank you very much.
小さめの頭蓋骨。
All of her ideas are poured into her writing and the are strongly tied to those teachings. Wow, it's lagging every time, huh? Great.
頭蓋骨ね。
しぐれを。
まあ、あの風。
All of her ideas are poured into her writing, and the rules of this dream are strongly tied to those teachings.
残り5分を切ったよ。
Okay. I feel like the shadow thing. The guy's gone. This is the last one in the shadow.
これだけひときわ大きくて。
Gen.
ケンさん。
Wait, is Gen actually the person here? His skull is big, right? Because he said like he looks ugly behind this, and people thought he was a monster. Maybe he actually does have a big head.
なんでこんな苦し。
Watch Gen be like her daughter. I mean, her son or something.
しぐれた剣。どんな。
なんなんだ。
龍騎。平気。
Watch Gen be a creation by her because the simulation is real, but he was a messed up creation, so he's a monster and he hides his head.
ああ。
やっぱり黒の光の焦点。
このシンクを終えたら。
Okay, next key. Another body in the water. Oh, that's not Gen. That's
今の
Shoma.
ショーマにならなかった？
なんで翔馬くんが。よし、タマも
心中みたいな言い方やめて。
Zio. Okay. Just checking around to see if there's anything here. There's a book there. Okay, we're just descending back into the room again.
さっきと同じなら。
Are we going? We're not going down. Oh, it's pushing us away. And it's taking up time. I hate this. We can't go down. It's pushing us up and away.
水と思想の流れ、そこに愛が生じる。
Okay. Where the water and ideas flow, love is born. Okay.
でも
And there's a symbol.
手が現れたね。
ノナプレックス。
そういえば
それと経典の水と思想の流れって部分も気になるわね。
とりあえず。
ええ、行き詰まったら、
Okay. I have an idea for this one. Water and ideas, right? So waterfall? Whoa, 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 hello? Jesus Christ.
これって調べるってどう調べ。
5に行っては5。
So waterfall and desk, because ideas are at a desk and waterfalls where water flows.
何か
やり方が違う。
そっか。確かしぐれは。
No.
やってないよ。
It seems Tokiko's. Okay, how am I supposed to get this one? Ah. There we go.
無反。
やる相手が違うだけかもしれないわ。
よし、タマ。
なんじゃとボケなす。
ごめん。
Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's. Where water and ideas flow? I guess water also flows over there because it's part of the pond.
あれ、すぐに光が。
これは置いといて。
Hey, different keys? Come on. You had to be this way. Tokiko has blah blah and blah blah completely within blah. Where ideas and water flows? Oh, wait. Look at the desk. The desk is there and there's a big green stream going over there. Perhaps this is the other one. Another one? Wait. There's a green stream here. Okay. Yeah, we did that one. Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, crap. I can't get to it. There we go.
眩しい。
よろしい。
またしが。
誰との会話なのか。
Okay, this one connected to the one in the light, and the desk one connected.
ましょう。
この言葉を
ユキ、見て。
翔馬くん。
Interesting. So he's not dead, but he's well. He's not dead because wait. No. No.
ああ、もう何が起きてるの？
Wait, maybe that's her son as well because I forgot his name, but his dad, Shoma's dad, got a divorce, or the mom just left. So maybe she's the mom. Sagen and Soma.
翔馬くんとも関わ
さっき響いて聞こえたし、考
じゃあ
えるのは後に。それよりほら、
More deaths? Are these real children or are these children she tried to make as part of the simulation? Like code and not birth?
あの量追ってみて。
残り3分切ったよ。しっかり。
Ah, fuck. Alright, we're going to hell now. Oh, there it is. And we're back.
また同じ部屋だけど縦になってる。
平行感覚っていうか、この部屋。
あそこ
目と目を合わせるとき、
し
あるいは疑うべきはナイクスかも。
Oh my god.
目と目を合わせる時の
私のことだったりして。
タマも眼球だからね。試しにタマ。
私のこと殺す気？
じゃあ目と目を
I'm guessing all the eyeballs need to point to something. Perhaps to the symbol?
大きい目玉。何を
だから言ったでさて。
None of those. I want to see the book actually. So just gotta go down. Okay, here's a book.
赤い色、この経典。開きまーす。左右のページに目のマーク。
それだけ？
ええ。
目を合わせるとき。
This is eerie. Her mind resides completely within. And don't say Ruki at the end.
ゆうきくん、残り2分もないよ。注意して。
Yeah, I know. Oh, the book doesn't stay open? Oh, it does. Wait, no. This is a different book. What? Yeah, this is a different book. What? What's going on here?
赤い色。
目のま
目だらけ。はーい。
これで良さそうだね。
I wasn't even trying to do that, but I did it. All sense of emotion in her mind resides completely within. something. So she's a psychopath, but we kind of already got that idea from her. Ah, there we go. More eyes, maybe? Or let's see what happens if I close this one too. Thank you very much.
赤い経典
Oh, I have to use it? Oh, God. 18 seconds for both. But I can get a 1/5 if I use the right side. So let's do that.
これでどうだ
ただの表紙だね。
And it's completely within nirvanA. Interesting. Nirvana has to do with rebirth as well. Just saying.
了解
Okay, we got eyes. Okay, and there's a book at the end. There we go. Now they're looking at each other.
これで目があったってことかし
Weren't there eyes up there too? Oh yeah, there are eyes. Okay. There's an eye at the foot of each pedestal, and there's an eye at the top of the statue. Did they connect across? Oh wait, hold on. This one's not flipped.
目玉ね
18 seconds? Wait, let's poke eye. We'll get the 1 second.
目玉と
そんな
実際あるあるだから。
足立区民が怒るわ
ああ、もういいから潰してくれよ。
あんたの何も
しぐれは足立区。
Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's thoughts are more clear. I know.
Yup.
There we go. Alright, one of these eyeballs are not looking in the right direction. That one should be, so we have to go up again. And it looks like this one on the left here is not flipped, so yeah, I think I'm correct. Verse, I think I can do this. I have to do this.
目玉ねはいくるっとな体格の目玉と目を合わせ新しい
目と目を合わせる。たま。
Oh my god. So much movement. I don't think I have time.
新しく出てき今度はとかが
I am now dead? Oh. No, we're not done yet. I don't have enough time.
ここ落ちた方がいいのかしら。
タマ。ナイス度胸。
どうも。でも
15 seconds. Let's do it. 27 seconds.
不完全な世界の果て。
あれは
The 9X's.
ノナプレックス。
One more book. One more book. Do I have time?
もう時間よ。
We don't have time. Alright, this time we know what to do though, so we should be able to do it quicker.
君ともかか
さっき響いて聞こえたしぐれの言葉。
Can't skip it.
なんだか
あの追ってみて。
残り3分切ったよ。しっかり。
Okay, let's go. This one's just a time sink. It just takes us a long time to get down there. Okay.
Oh,
だからさて。
Okay. That one's good. We just have to go down now. Or hold on. One of these books are
ゆうきくん、残り2分もないよ。注意し
to
て。
close this one. Okay.
赤い色
目の前
目だらけ。はあ。
Wow, it's even more creepier when it's fast. Okay, now the last one. The last two.
目玉ね。
Alright, I think this is the grief.
赤い鏡。了解。新しく今度は
18 seconds. Crap.
鏡。
27 seconds. No, it's so far away. I'm not gonna make it. What? I'm just not gonna make it. It's too far. Oh my god, it's right there. It's right there. I don't think 175 is enough. We just have to do it again. There's literally no penalties for not getting it like done in time, because you can just restart it for free. Alright, let's see if I can skip through this real quick. Come on. Alright, we know all the right answers now, so we can make our process more efficient. Alright, yeah, this one definitely took a lot of time away from me, because I had to swim against the current. There we go. Okay, the first one is there. Alright, good. Wait, the light disappeared. Hello? It just... Crap, I think I start with this one then. Nice.
誰との会話なの？
残り4分くらいだ。
Alright, did we end with more than 175 for this part? Yes, we ended with a lot more than 175. We'll make it now. We'll make it.
だからさて
残り3分切ったよ
Okay.
しっかり
That one's done already. Now the book. They close this one.
赤い色
目の
だらは
Okay. Then we need to go here and flip this one.
目玉ね
Alright, whatever. We're kind of fucked anyways.
赤い経典新しく今度は
18 seconds for either one. Alright, 100 seconds left. No way to speed this up. 27 seconds. Okay, we have to get to the top now. In 74 seconds. Alright, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Jesus, they made it so tiny we had to go all the way to the middle of this thing.
30秒を切った
This has to be the last thing because I have no time. We're not close enough.
じゃあ開くわよ何かの計画書ニルバーナ構想って書かれてる
Wow, that's the title of this game. nirvanA. Oh, I didn't notice it before, but if she's stuck in nirvana or she has reached nirvana and this is the nirvana initiate. Okay, Tokiko. Okay, so this is, I guess this Nyx is the main thing that we're going to be focusing on in this game.
ニルバーナ構想
だね
もっと何か
龍騎もう時間がないわ
待ってよ
ピュータお願い
Isn't this downloaded? Like, just look at the page and then it's downloaded off site, so then you can read it somewhere else?
Shigure しぐれさんここにあるそう石屋金源という人物をあなたの夢の
Silent.
縁田翔馬くんどういう関係か
Alright, let's go for the big one then.
ニルバーナ校何かの計画
Nothing? Thing. Pewter.
言わなくても分かってる。ソムニウム内の光景はさあ、今日はまだアビスの本。しぐれさんは何か明確な。
解放するし、まあ
いろいろと聞きたいことがですが、これからちょっと予定が入っております。今夜10時、もう一
Oh my god, someone's gonna die by the time we get to her again.
情報はそこで。では、
She did the symbol. She did the symbol. Okay. Alright.
あれ、
しぐれの見送りに。
そっか。で、
その
I just realized I haven't done this in a while. What martial art are you good at? None of these. Okay. Now dual ask me next time.
それは昨日やったでしょ。
なんでだよ。ちょっとぐらいしてくれた。
Jeez.
そうだ。
なれね
Yeah.
え。ふざけてるの？パンツの刑に処すわよ。
What is that?
さっきのそれから翔馬くんの。
だからしぐれはなのに。
今夜10時、
たま、
13時ちょっと約束の時間まで。
とにかくゲンさんと翔馬。
Hold on, let me save the game just in case something crashes again. Also, I haven't checked the flowchart at all. Let me do that too. I love that that's the screenshot they decided to keep for it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the flowchart does go to a different side here, but since we don't have the answer to this question yet, we can't really do anything about it. So it does seem like this is longer though, because we've already done two Somniums, like two syncs in one route. In the other game, it would do a sync and then force you back. But this game hasn't forced me back because I still don't know the answer to the question in this sync. Yeah, you have to choose an alternate path in the previous Somnium. We did, we didn't get anything, and this is basically his entire flashback. But it looks like even if we do have the answer, we still go into the flashback, but we'll get a different perspective, which is cool. This is why I love this game. All right, so we have to do this part.
から話を聞きたりは。
スマホの電源が切れてるか。
じゃあ翔馬くんはか。ふと。
そうらしい。
ま、だったら翔馬くん。
店担当。
ゲンさんはお店か港の倉庫街にいると思う。前に聞いたことがあるんだ。
じゃあ、そうだ。
All right, let's go. I want to try Misaton first to see if Shoma is there. I hope there's no penalty for going to a round place first.
Shomaくん。ってことは。
わからない。とにかくここでいい。
いや。
じゃあ。
翔馬くん。ほら、
なんでそんなこと知ってるに決まってるだろ。犯人はテアラ。
だから協力してテアラーの正体を
龍騎、押し入れの中に。
はいはい。
悪いけど思い出スマホので
どうして
入れる必要が。
学校もし差し支えなければ
差し支え見ればわかるじゃん。僕は一人ぼっちなんだ。あの震えって人と同じで。
震え
Huh?
ネットに記事が載って、
Oh, okay.
それあの人の病名とかはわからないけど、何か幼い頃から病弱でずっと授業は病院で受けてたって。その記事なんか1でも十分寂しいのにさ、それが2分の1になっちゃうなんて。
Wait, what? His eyes also went dead here when he said that. Just pointing that out. But like, one is lonely enough, but he's only half. Shoma, what do you know, dude? What do you know?
しぐれだよ。君はじゃあしぐれはない。
そんなことどう。
よくなんかテアラーは間違いその動画を作ったのは。
だから何なの。お願いだ。
Psync. He is in pain.
どうして僕が。
Is he like the chosen one for Nix or something?
その動画のことはよく知らない。僕が知ってるのは。
そういえばまだ動画の暗号を解いた人間、世界の秘密をだけど君。
そんなこと。僕は暗号を解いただけで、ただ一つだけ確かなのはバッツ490は ARG。
Oh, did Gen and Shoma solve the thing properly then?
ニルバーナトライアルとは違って。
ニルバーナと。
There we go. Thank you, Shoma, for saying that. What is the nirvanA trial?
今ネット中でめちゃく最初にアップされたのは、そこから動画を見た人が実際に。
龍騎、その。
いや、後に
Oh my god, he's definitely gonna go insane when he watches this video.
それは QR 動画や。
さっき言ったじゃん。だから誰も姿を消してなんかいないし。でもニルバーナトライアル、あれはゲームじゃなくて、なんていうか、
君も見たの。
うん。だけど次から次へと失踪者が。
Oh, that's why he didn't go missing.
ないんだよ。
タマ。
日本国内の失踪者1週間につき平均です。ちなみに今週は1800、平均より150人。
ごめん。
いや、
鍵は開けっぱなしでいいから。
Bro, he's just leaving.
嘘でしょ、言っちゃったわ。自宅に赤の他人。
とにかく
Okay. It's daytime, so maybe he's at work. So warehouse district. Wait, his work is also Brahmin. Never mind. Whoops. We'll see. Who is that?
ゲンの姿、やっぱりお店。
見てよ。
You gotta be kidding me.
知ってるの？
うん。前にちょっと。
なんか不思議。コスプレイベントのか。すみません。
You got to be kidding me.
お
前。
You gotta be kidding me, really?
龍騎見て。あそこに。
きっとマイクロプラスチック。
I love it.
うわ。
何を
映画やアニメを作る時の
コンテナ。
Yotota instead of Toyota. Okay, let's talk to this lady. Why are you dressed like that? Oh, okay. What are you doing? Alright, let's check with Psync.
一体どういうこと。あいつは何を企んで。
Huh? Do I know more than I'm supposed to know?
お前に話す
She does know me though. Wait, Ruki, is your mind okay?
目障りなんだ
Did he like forget his memories and start over? But he's actually someone different?
そうり
分かった実行の日は迫っている必ず阻止しなければ
Stop the plan.
あの計画
But she's the same person who shot Mizuki in the future.
ちょっとはね
あの計画
さあ
そんな計画
だったら家族計画かもね
Huh?
まあ何にせよほっときましょう
別の場
Okay, so it is worthwhile to check every place then. Or maybe if I went to the right place, we wouldn't have seen this at all. Interesting. Ooh.
そっか豆ちゃんも来てたんだね
Hey, what's up? It's mommy.
どうしてここに
ちょっとゲンさんに聞きたいことが
聞きたいこと
パチンコで5万吸ったとか
ボスじゃあるまいし
まあティンコで5万をするよりはマシか
すれないでしょ
すれるわよ
どういう意味で
Thank you. Thank you, Ruki, for being normal.
さあ僕のハンパンをお食べ
それ僕のなんだけど
よくわからないのですが今は
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
エロ動画の見すぎね
もっとオブラートに
エロ動画の見すぎね
Great.
それはオブラートじゃなくてビブラゲンさん
初めて聞いた
本当に
え
ナイカトロッツナイクスっていう
ナイクス
うん
実在するんですか
僕もそう思ってそれでとある装置をそしたら
そうですかしかし私はその同じようなマスクをかぶった別
そんなはず
もしくはしぐれが一方的にゲンのことを
ニルバーナ構想について
何かの計画ですか
だと思う
残念ながら聞いたこともないで
We need to see what's under your mask then. Like, it has to happen.
甘めの様子がああそうさっきねしぐれニルバーナ構想この2つの言葉を聞いたときに
What?
え
Okay, mommy. Let's ask you then. Wang Sang. Oh, Lamau.
大丈夫大丈夫
Bro, she was a minor character in the first game. Why is she like important in this one?
とすべて
Ooh,
何だったんだ
さ
bro,
あ
everything's so like
わからないわ
eerie. Ooh, that gave me chills.
もしかして
Not saying anything. Come
ニル
on.
バーナ構想についてねえゲンさんどうすれば喋ってくる
甘めはクイズが好きだから
クイズねえ豆人類最後の男の部屋をノックしたのは誰ダメか答えは
ブッブー正解は LGBTQ+.
Wait, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why is this the answer?
世の中に男と女しかいないと思ったら
Oh, that still doesn't make sense. But I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect it.
世界で一エベレストです。では世界で2番目に高い山は
Kilimanjaro. Oh,
お前が答えんなし。バットとボールはバットはボールよりも100円た。ではボール
you would think 10 is the right answer. To 120. Therefore, the answer was 5 and the bat was 105. How cheap is that? Oh, thank you.
ガネーシャ
Thank you. I know who Ganesh is.
パンはパンでも
答えはノーよ。だってパンツは食べられるから。
食べられないよ。
Wait, that was the right answer? Dang it, Ryuki. I didn't expect that from you.
弱りましたね。ああ、もしかしたら。
あの曲
待っててください。
Oh no. Is this gonna be a normal song or is it gonna be a weird song?
夜更け君の電話声震えてるけど何も言えないかな歌うよ闇に飲み込まれて誰も見えなくても君は一人じゃないさみんないるから優しい日に照らされ雪の野に花は咲く涙雨になって大地に緑もゆたとえすべて消えても思い出は君のそばにいるいつまでもどこまでもありがとう、ケンちゃん。
Yo, what the? They made a minor character important in this one, but like in the weirdest way. Because in the last game, she was just like, hey, I got a clue for you. And then the clue was like, oh, wait a minute. This is the right answer. Let's go carry on with our story. But now it's like, is she connected to Nyx? Does she know what's going on? Is she part of the nirvanA initiative? Like, what's going on here?
なんかちょっと
それはよ。
いつもの甘めに。
あの倉庫街はそれで。
市場に仕入れに行った後
仕入れには
肉や魚を
奥の冷凍庫扉が開か
どうして
ちょっと鍵。
あの冷凍庫
はい。まあ冷蔵庫の方は使える。まあ私はただ。
でも松下食堂だけには
もちろんさ。作り置きができないので。
That sucks for him.
別に大したことじゃ。
失恋したとか
まさか私はただ
あ
人口で5万吸っただけです。
What?
ほらね。
マジかよ。
私前に本当にそしたらゲンちゃんが
ゲンさんが
タイトルは雪に咲く花カセットに録音し
Yo, her posture is like scaring me. Like, stop bending forward. Like, stay back straight. Come on.
それ
カセットのポータブルプレイヤーです。
実物を見たのは初めてだよ。
Yo, it's a Volk, man.
私もらっ
へえ、すごいな。ゲンさんって料理だけじゃなくて
私オカルトとかそれでない
じゃあニルバーナコース
Wait, maybe she saw the Nirvana trial and passed.
それもネットでオカルト系そういう名前の不穏な計画がでも書いてあ本当です本当なんです信じてけろ
Wait, she said it correctly in Japanese, but in English it says trust me. Alright, well, if you say trust me, I'm not gonna trust you, so.
ね、二人とも
でもだとしたら
まあ今は
Are you guys not curious about Amame at all? Come on.
隆起
結局トロって一番
少し休
いつものように
No, like, can you go to sleep? Oh my god, it's Leon.
こんなとこ
行ってみよう
Hello, Leon. What rank do you like? Lightweight. Okay, cool, I guess.
ああ、アルフリーっていうノンアルコール。すぐそこの自販機に。この公園静かで
わかるよ
一人で考え事を。
確かにでも
実はさっきその場では引き受けるって言っちまって、やっぱ断った方。
依頼って
秘密の依頼だ。
Oh no, he's part of the thing. He's part of the thing. Watch him be dead next.
そっか。事情は今夜あの施設もしかしたら前に行った時は。まあ。
Wait,
とにかくそれだからそんな顔元気出してくれよ。な？
maybe this is the girl. I forgot her name, but it's the girl that he likes. Maybe.
あの施設
そう
今夜っていうのは今日
でしょうね依頼
頼んできたのは
知らない
Interesting, interesting.
つうわけでなんか大変みたいだけど、それじゃな。
ところで隆起
ああそう
見てみる
All right, ready, guys? He's gonna go insane.
そうだな
あ
すみません
ー
All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, ready? It's gonna be a orgasm, or not orgasm, but the opposite.
その隆起くん大丈夫ですか
It's time. It's 10 o'clock now.
そんな、なんでどうしていきなり夜になっちゃってるの？
知ってた？
僕、
ずっとそこに立ってたわ。フリーズしちゃったモブキャラ。ね
それはあの動画を気がついたらこんなことに。そうだ、タマ。
え、21時3。
今夜
Jesus Christ. This game's giving me so many chills.
主催室にお越しいただけます。
Alright, let's see what happened there. The video had a cipher in it. So it had like symbols on the top row, and then in the bottom it said man something ghost. So I'm gonna guess that each letter corresponds to a symbol, and then later in the video it had two symbols. So I mean, like, what word is just two symbols? But what meaningful word is two symbols?
まずい、
Tom was just watching the slow decline of her owner. Back at Nyx. She's dead.
そんな。
嘘でしょ。死体を調べる前に
お前が22時にここに。それでそうしたらそんなもん自分の部屋にああ、確か主催は警察から戻ってきて、この部屋、俺は主催室に普段は部屋の外で待機していて。
しぐれは
そのはずだ。
部屋に出入りし、
一人もいない。
14時よりも前に。
それもないな。知ってると思うが、階段や通路には大量の監視カメラが誰にも気づかれずにここに入るなんて。
龍騎、確かにしぐれ。ちなみに
So it really is a simulation?
わかりました。
了解だ。
それにして
私はその気になる。蘇る。
一つ確か。龍騎、室内。
つまりしぐれは。
犯人はおそらくテアラーはどこかでしぐれを殺害し、
でもどうやって。
出た方法もわからない。
もしかして。
いいえ、さっき X 線で調べてみたけど、人影。
じゃあ
おそらく逃亡経路というわけで龍騎、そうすればおのずと侵入。
わかった。
始める前に、窓のある方が南、滝のある方。
うるさいわ
ね。方角がわからないと不便でしょ。だから教えてやったんじゃない。
なんで。
いいから始めるわよ。ちゃっちゃと動いて。
この向こう。
なさそう。
Oh, we also have heat this time.
全体的に無機質な部屋だから。どういうこと？
机の正面の板にね。
まるで僕らのために一体。
とにかく今はそれ。
Great.
床の中に
レールかな。
これ多分隅の像から。
Phone?
壁に何か埋め
暗証番号の
Oh, it's a keypad.
でもこのフレーム
何か動かす
Of course. It's a puzzle here. Anything else hidden?
さっきのレール
伸びてる
So these statues move then.
この滝の奥の壁 X 線を遮蔽だから しぐれのこれまでの死体と切断に用いられた木生きたまま切られた
つまり同一人物
そう死亡推定時刻私たちがよい
Nope, it's relevant. I'm sure it is.
これをくるくる回すと
出てきたりは
How do you know? You gotta check. Okay, you're right.
さっきも言ったけどこのつく
テアラーはそして右半身を
Okay, so we gotta do this code.
なんだろうこれ
それと
サーモモードで見えたってこと
多分電熱線かな
There's some mark left inside the corpse. What? There is some mark left inside the corpse.
これは
どうしたの
I can't see it.
しぐれの子宮内に出産の痕跡がと言っても産んだのはつい最近のことじゃないわ少なくとも20年以上は経過してるはず
The child is at least 20 years old. Do we know anyone who's 20? Mame and Iris are 18. Oh, I literally have a case file for this. Let me just check real quick to see who's 20. Okay, not music. We already know that because we know who her parents are. Not Ryuki. Well, she doesn't have an age. Ooh, Gen might be 20. Yeah, like I said, 18. This guy's 22, 18. Oh, there she is, Kizuna. She's 50? No way. Oh yeah, we don't know Dante's age, but he's definitely not 20. Yeah, Iris is 20. He's 24. This guy's old. Okay. So no one. We don't know who's 20 yet. Wait, if there's someone in the future who's 26, that means they're 20 now. Ooh, thinking. He's 29. We don't know. We don't know anyone in the future or in the past who is 20. Hold on.
じゃあし、
ええ、出生届も出され
なんか出てるけど。
赤外線レーザー。普通はサーモモードでも視認できないんだけど、それで光線が粒子にぶつかり散乱した結果。
光線は北東の方に向かって池を横切る感じで。
赤外線ちょうど。
こっちは何。
Nope, just the back ones. Oh wait, these guys can slide, right? And if they slide forward and then...
この像。とりあえずあらかた調べ。それじゃ
犯人がどうやその謎を解き明かし。
そうという。まず気になるのは
電磁石。
レールはこの像、もしかしてこの像
像は鉄製だし。
多分
でもそんな。
だったら
弾
持ってるっていうか持ち歩ける程度。ええ。
それじゃ。
ああ、ちょっと待って。
本番。
撮影の本番よ。
なん
うるさいわね。監督の指示に従えないって言うなら下ろすわよ。この像もさっきと同じね。
床下のレールは行
ってこと。まあそれ
じゃ
てんねえ、大部屋に戻すぞこれ。
そっか、実際に動かす。
ああ、
俺
この裏にはその番号は。いいから分かってるが。いや分かっててくれないとこの程度の謎。というわけで入力し。
I don't know. 0 2. Bro, I was never good at this type of math stuff. The top was a 1, then it was a 2. 4? No.
いや、
そう。
Why is she so mean? Come on. Top's a 1, then it's a 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1?
ちょっといい加減。ノナプレックスのマーク、サーモモードで見たわよね。それとひし形に配置された16個の数字。
Yeah, I don't know.
これらを組み合わせれば番号は判明するはずよ。
I was never good at this. 1, 4. Oh, 1, 4, 7, 9. 1, 4, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1, 4, 7, 9, 7, 4, 1.
さあ。
1. Oh, oops. 1, 4, 7, 9, 7, 4, 1. Huh? 1, 2 and 2 is 4. 6 plus 1 is 7. 4 plus 5 is 9. Then it's 3 plus 3 again, plus 1, so 7. Yeah, and then it should be 4, because 2 plus 2 and then 1. Oh, unless it goes this way. Okay, so then it's 4, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 2, 6, 5. 4, 6, 2, 6, 2. Oop, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4. 4, 6, 4, 6, 4. 4, 6, 4, 4, 4, 6, 5. 4, 6, 4, 4, 4, 6, 5. Hello? Not multiply? So 4, 9, 4, 1. Wait, 2 times 0 is 0. Okay. 4, 6, 0, 1. No, 4, 9, 0, 1. I hate puzzles like this. Okay, let's do it. 4, 9.
上出来よ。
多分
だって実際に私だって
I hate math puzzles. I'm better with like riddles and like probability stuff,
これにてリハーサルは終了よ。
but not
いよいよ
math.
お待ちかねの本番。準備はいい？それじゃあ
Okay. Cutscene mode again.
リュウキ、今回のあなたの役はここから逃走する犯人よ。真っ二つにしたしぐれの右半身をここに設置した人物。大仕事を終えたあなただったけど、普通に出ていったらここに入ると犯人は何か特別。さあ、そんな気持ちと状況を踏まえて
あのさ、
うっさーい！いくわよ。よーいアクション！
私はしぐれを殺した犯人だ。ある理由が。さて、
相変わらずひどい演技ね。
ほっといてくれ。
ね。
床下に埋め込まれたこれは鉄製の像。実際は犯人はリモコンを使ったと思うんだけど、今はそれが見つからないから、とりあえず何か反応したね。
南西の像から
なるほ
となると、
ど。同じくこっちの。
じゃあ始め。
この像は今電磁石で
ちょっと待って。トガキを声に出さないでくれる？犯人。
それに
監督に口答えすんな。灰皿投げんぞてめえ。
やっべえ、早くしないと誰か来ちゃう。早く
いいわ龍騎、それをその のシーンはモノローグでは
よし。そうで490110。
Wait, but this would have to be someone who can also see heat vision, and because otherwise they wouldn't know that the code's there, or they already knew what the code was.
あれは
The only other person who has the AI eye is Date.
隠し扉みたいね。
Did something happen after the first game where he does this now? That would be a great twist, to be honest. That Date is now the villain. Or not the villain, but like he's doing something
隠しと
bad.
ほら
ここはビルの最上階。
押してみよう。
これでテアラーのと
侵入。
テアラーはこのエレベーターを使って
そして同じく
ゾウやノナプレックスのマークは自動的に元に戻る仕組みになってたんだ。とにかく
But the glass doll is still broken. Oh my god, we're in the cathedral.
確かなのはブラジルに近い場所ってことね。
地下ってこと？
ええ、そのせいで電波はネットワークには接続。とにかく何か手が
What to do if I want? What should I do to relax? Okay. Do Iyengar yoga. Same. I think there's too many forms of yoga. Bak. Ekare.
なんだろう。
Telescope?
箱の中
何かの
解析できな
ここから爆発物とか
つまり
多分ね。箱ね。
ここにもない
ノナプレックスね。
なんだか
何かの儀式。
生贄を刺さ
少なくとも
しぐれのやつ。
カルトフレーバー。
上の方
天井が脆くなってるみたい。
And it's gonna come down on us. Great. Thank you.
もしかして
うん。
やめといた方がいい。
どうして？
いや、その
大丈夫だよ。
多分って付け加えたはずだけど。
Dabun.
いずれにせよ
おけつにいらずんば推しは M。
いろいろ間違ってるけど、まあ
It's a flashlight? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
リュウキ、生体派近くに誰かいる。
It's Tokiko, isn't it? We can't see. We can't see him. No.
どうしてあん
何言ってるの。
とにかく
No, Tama can see it, but Ruki can't.
とにかくおい待て。
Okay, the way they're moving, or the way they ran, it doesn't seem like it would be Tokiko. So it's probably like either Kaname, or it's the masked woman, or it's a terror. One of those. Bro, how many torches does this guy have? Oh, I didn't hit R, I hit L. No, I'm dead again. We can skip this. Oh, cool. Doesn't this guy have an evoker? Eh. Okay. Hold on. I think this is something I can't show because it's chapter 3. I just have to make sure. Somnium files nirvanA. Initiative. Stream. Do not show chapter 3 R1 or R2. This is R1, so we can't show this. Wait, hold on. It even is the chapter name. I just want to make sure. Please do not reveal information past the end of the following chapters. Oh, past the end of the following chapters. So I can show the chapter, I just can't show what happens after this chapter. But I think this is a good place to pause.
龍樹君、謝って済んだら警察はいらないのよ。あなたが捜査に尽力し、だけどそれを差し引き、ただでさえ捜査の進捗必ず挽回します。もう、なんだ。赤点取った娘が小遣いを減らされないよう平謝りしてきた時のこと。
Alright, we will save. We will save here. And I want to check the flowchart real quick too. Okay. So this is Ryuki chapter 3 farewell. I can't show past February 13th Ryuki chapter 3 smiles for tears or joy for anguish. Or no, I can't show after. Past the end of the following chapter. So I can show up to that, but I can't show after it. Okay. We are actually going to stick with that though, because I don't want to get chunsoft on my ass, and also yeah, that's it actually. I just don't want to get spec chunsoft on my ass because I'm a small streamer. I don't want to get flagged by their company, and I also like their games very much, so I do want to stream them in the future without issue. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right, that's it for the stream though, because it looks like this is gonna. I don't want to go too close to the end of the chapter and then be like, oh, I have to stop because of the rules. So I'm gonna leave a good amount of content for next time. Probably not 3 hours worth because we got through the last entire chapter really quickly, or last entire like day in the story really quickly. So yeah, I don't know. I think this will leave enough, but not enough to really go forward unless we learn the name that allows us to go back and play the other route in the flowchart. But I doubt we will. That's probably why they don't want us to show that part, because they don't want to expoil that name that comes up. Which makes sense. I get that. That makes sense, and I understand. The stream guidelines, like, this is more favorable. It's the stream guidelines for this isn't that bad. It's more just like the game isn't out yet, so like, you know, don't spoil like crucial elements of the story to people who haven't even played the game yet. That makes sense. It's not like, hey, don't show this game at all, or like for Persona 5, don't show what happens after a certain day in the game at all. Like, never do that. I'm just kind of like, what? Why? Right? Like, especially like, Catherine had that for Atlas. Atlas had that restriction for Catherine, where it's like, you can't show like the endings of certain routes. And I'm just kind of like, yo, the game has been out for like more than 10 years, like the original Catherine. Why can't we show that part on stream? Everyone already knows. Like, I knew the endings of the original Catherine game before I played Catherine Full Body. I didn't know Rin's part because that's new to Full Body. Sure, but I played on the Switch, and the Switch version of Full Body came out like a year after Full Body came out on the PlayStation. So, again, people would already know if they cared enough to check. Oh well. Anyways, that's it for now. We will see, or I will see you next time.